start of the book we meet Martin Tripp. Martin is a struggling writer who's created a detective character called Henry Bloomberg, and Henry Bloomberg turns up in Martin's reality to investigate him. That's the premise of the story. That's where we start from. Then we flash back and we have to kind of figure out how this happened. That's what it's all about. The protagonist of the book is an author who creates a detective, and then the detective turns up in the author's reality to investigate him. A few years back I wrote a short story which I thought it was good, but it didn't make any sense. So I had to revisit it and kept filling in the middle until it got wider and wider, and then I realised I needed a much bigger piece to try and figure out what was going on, and that's how the book started. And the whole process was me chasing the tails, basically, of these two characters, trying to figure out what the interplay between them was. As a kid, I was never much good at sleeping, so at night time I spent a lot of it writing and making things up. And I'd write stories, bring them into school for the teacher to read, which worked for a while until the stories got a bit dark and the teacher stopped reading them because they weren't age appropriate for the primary school I was in.
But you're a musician, really. That's the day job, or the night job.
Yeah, that's the night job. Music was where I put all my creative energy for years. But the idea of writing a novel was something that I've always wanted to do. But I wasn't in any rush to do it. And then, like I said, this short story came along, and the abstract nature of it and the fact that it was inconclusive was a really good door for me to open to allow me to do this much longer piece.
Well, Colum Sanson-Regan's sitting with us in the Cardiff studio, and this is your first novel that's out this week, Colum. The Fly Guy is going to be launched at a big event, and there's going to be artwork and all sorts of things.
We've got some really good guests who are coming to do readings, and we've got two different sound installations as well, one from a composer, one from a producer. So it's turned into a much bigger event than initially, when I thought, I guess I should have a party to launch the book. The exhibition, along with the book launch, grew out of a conversation I had with an artist, Seth Oliver, about the kind of solitary nature of writing something like this, and also the solitary nature of creating art and then hanging it in a gallery. He suggested that he take a look at the text and perhaps create a reply through art to what he read. I don't really know what it's going to involve too much.
My name's Seth Oliver, and essentially the reason I probably should say I'm here is because I did some drawings and got some artwork together from a few people, and we took the inspiration for the project from Colum Regan's book, The Fly Guy.
In this picture, Martin, the main character, is realising that the person behind him, the person who he's seen a couple of times beforehand just appearing around work, is one of his characters from his book. And so he shouldn't be there, and he has no idea why he's there.
Okay, so it's the 18th, 2 days away from the launch, so I haven't seen any of it yet. I've been trying not to think about it so that I don't have any preconceptions, so I'm very excited just to pop in and see what everyone's done. The next time we see this space, there'll be people wandering around trying to make sense of things, which is what they'll be feeling if they're reading the book as well. They'll be trying to make sense of stuff. So, we'll just see what people make of it now.
Lucy hears a knock. Where's it coming from? Somewhere in the distance. Focus. In the room. Done. Again, 2 knocks.
I think the Fly Guy is brilliantly weird.
There's quite a few surprising elements in that. A bit of horror, a bit of kind of other underworld type aspect to it.
It's strange. I'm sure you won't mind me saying that. It's very bizarre, but that's what's so good about it, I suppose, and what makes it a page turner.
An intelligent read that kind of makes you think about the questions of fact and fiction, and the writer and the created character as a result.
For some people, it's like too dark, but it's, you know, there's a lot of audience out there where they want the darker the better.
It goes into the story that he's writing, and then it goes in other places as well. And you're not quite sure which is real life and which is the story and which is. There's a third strain I haven't quite got my finger on yet. Everyone
Sort of has views it differently, takes different things from it. So it's quite interesting, especially as I'm only halfway through, to see what some artists actually make of it.
People have been doing artwork to images from the book, how it appears to them.
It's good to see there's a clear and cohesive join between the world of literature and the world of art.
Seeing the launch turn it into a bit of an arts festival it's been amazing.
Okay, so we're at the end of the night, and I think it's worked really well. People stayed. People kept coming back into the room and reinvestigating the space, reinvestigating the pieces that Seth had put together and the other artists. Hopefully they'll carry something away with them to think about, and that's what I want.
He sent me extracts of the book and asked if I'd want to be a part of it and do a reading. And as soon as I read it, I just thought, this is fantastic, which is why I'm here.
He asked me to come and read tonight, sent me a copy of his book, and I was only too happy to do it.
The performance of the text by Boyd and Kieran really injected a lot of life into words which I'd put on paper, and to hear that come alive in the hands of an actor, it made it happen now.
This is your first novel that's out this week, Colum, The Fly Guy. I mean, do you agree with what Richard's saying about it takes it over and you don't really know exactly where it's going to go?
To an extent, that's actually what the Fly Guy is about. It's about authorial control, and whether you keep it, and whether the characters actually take control of the story more than you do. What happens next for me, writing-wise, I've got a set of short stories lined up, which are based on the detective character, and I also have a much longer piece lined up as well that I've been planning. That's another novel, but it won't involve the characters that I've already written about here. We'll see how long that takes to come about.